I'm unmuted. Hello, truthers. Yes, it's me once again. It's your wonderful host, Mitch, and welcome to Mitch's World Excellent. And joining me, of course, as always, is my technical advisor, my producer, my one and only, my wife, Barb. Party on, Barb.
Party on, Mitch.
She got it right this week. Yes, I'll tell you, I love it. I love it. I love it. A big shout out to everybody who's in the chat room. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Hello. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Okay. As we all know, we got a very special guest joining us this evening, and she'll be joining us in a few minutes. So I get to bore you with a few extra goodies here along the way. There she is. That's right. Sandy is in the house. Yes, she is. She's in the bullpen warming up. So she'll be joining us in a few. So right off the bat, Barb and I both want to thank everybody who has been joining the show live or watching it later in the week. We're doing pretty good as far as the number of views and such. So thank you, everybody, for the support that you're giving both of us. We both appreciate it very much. So, okay. We're going to start off real quick with a little get to know me. Yes. We're going to talk about my favorite subject in the world, and of course, that's me. So no, but right off the bat, I'm going to say a little about something that happened this week. Okay, I welcome any opinions that anybody might have of me, my show, and such, good or bad. Okay, that's all right. All right, but if you're going to take the negative road and decide you want to belittle me pretty good, okay, my suggestion is this: get your facts right before you type. Okay, those of you who saw the comments that I got earlier in the week, somebody thought when I mentioned Barb and I that I was referring to Steven's sister. And so to get this straight with everybody, I know everybody's watching right now knows this, but I'll say this. My wife's name is Barb. I'm going to mention her a lot. So when I say Barb and I'm talking about wife Barb. Okay?
Hello.
The one right next to me here. Yes, wife Barb. Okay? All right. Enough about that. Okay. So anyway, all right. We're going to move on. Okay. Contest from last week. We had the douchebag of the week. So we have to show our winner. So
and why is this not going on?
And Barb's having issues already here. Technical issues already. Barb.
I think it's going to be one of them weeks.
On those weeks already. Okay.
Weeks,
so I'm going to sit here. We're going to twiddle the thumbs and we're going to wait for Barb here. And we are.
Now you're back to the stream.
Okay. Hi again.
How's that?
Okay.
Can we hear you now?
Can people hear me? I know you're on delay. Give me something here. As I wait. There we go. Okay. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. Of course, some of you probably like that because Mitch wasn't talking. So, but he is back. Yes, back. Okay. Let's try that again. Well, can we put him back up and not have a problem here, Barb?
Let's just talk about it.
Okay. We're going to talk about it. We know he presided over Brendan's case. And like I said, he allowed that torture session to be admissible as evidence. So He was the douchebag of the week. So, all right, but whoopee! But this time we're not going to give Fen a date with him. Okay, we're gonna spare her all that. So, but now we're going to move on to the contest for this week.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna put up a picture and then pull him off.
Okay.
In case we're interfering with audio.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know.
So we're going to go picture, audio, picture, audio. Okay. We got 2 candidates this week for the douchebag of the week. Okay. First picture.
First picture is loading.
Loading. And we're waiting. And we're waiting here. Yes, we are having computer issues here today. The computer is slow.
I think I might need a new computer this weekend.
I think it's about time, Barb.
I think so.
Let's see. Come on. Let's see. We got anything?
It's just thinking.
And it's just thinking. It's just.
Well, you start talking, and maybe a picture will pop up.
I like to see. Okay. Well, okay. If the douchebag would show up, he is currently the governor of Oklahoma. Does not want to hear anything about Mr. Daniel Holtzclaw's case as far as doing the right thing and getting him out of prison where he does not belong. And we still have no picture.
Okay,
the host has unmuted your mic. Okay.
There you go.
All right.
Try that again.
All right. So that's douchebag number 1. Douchebag number 2. We talk about him a lot on Twitter. I'm just pleading with this man to get an ounce of sense in his brain to look at Stephen and Brendan's cases.
Okay, let me throw his picture.
Let's get a picture.
There.
And now I'm back.
Anyway.
Okay. So like I said, we even cut him off too, but everybody knows his name. Okay.
Oh.
So my gosh.
I don't know. Maybe I need to retire after today.
Oh God, both of us. Okay. Are we hearing me now? Okay. Give me a shout out. Do you hear me? Okay, everybody. Weren't hearing me, now hear me.
I do not have headphones plugged in.
Waiting. Yes.
Yes.
They can hear me. Okay. Like I said, we're having issues right and left here today. So, okay. All righty. All right. Real quick, I want to make an announcement here for one of our friends. She made a post the other day of what she's going to do in October on Brendan's birthday. She's going to journey to Wisconsin. And sounds like she's going to do a little bit of a rally of her own in front of the governor's building, I guess it's State House there in Wisconsin. Yeah. Our little friend Pikachu. That's Pikachu. It's Pikachu. I don't know what she likes to pronounce it. So anyway, what she is needing is some fundage for the trip. So what she's doing is she's selling some of her paintings on Etsy. Okay, Etsy. Okay, and that money is going towards her trip to Wisconsin. So we're gonna try this again with a display. Probably gonna lose me. So Barb's gonna try to put up an email. Now I'm back. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
This is going to be great. Okay. So anyway, so if you saw that email,
I
hope
add it as a banner.
We're going to have to add it as a banner. Okay. Well, yes.
Because banners obviously are running okay.
The banner's working okay today. So anyway, let's help her out. Let's get her to Wisconsin. And that way she can do what she's going to do very well, I believe.
It's artsy, fartsy art.
Artsy, fartsy art.
Artsy, fartsy art.
Got it. And
I will put that on a banner.
Okay. Banner. Barb's going to work on the banner.
Yes.
So we'll get that up on the banner. Okay. Now we're going to try this. Okay. Again, with all the problems we're having already, we're going to try to bring our guest. Okay. Yes. What can I say about our guest? Okay, well, number one, she was on Paul's show the other night, so he took all the great questions I was going to ask. Not all of them, but what I did is I asked a bunch of you to send me some questions for our guests, and we're going to ask her those questions with her visit here. Are we good, Barb? Barb's grabbing things here. Barb is
because you're not plugged in.
okay. Now,
Barb, I don't want to die.
Okay, now Barb's. So I'm not plugged in. Okay, now we're plugging me in.
Okay.
Gosh sakes. There we go.
Okay.
Okay.
I think we're good now.
Okay. She, as we all know, is Stephen's #1 supporter, absolute #1 supporter. And this will be the first time I've had the opportunity to talk to her vocally. We've been chatting through Messenger and Twitter here for a few weeks, but I'm very excited to have her on the show. So without further ado, the one and only Sandy. Okay, there's cheers.
Hi, Mitch. Hi, Barb.
All right, we got a little clapping here. A little audience there. The recorded audience.
A big audience in the house
So,
here.
can you hear us okay and see us okay? I hope.
I can hear you. I can't see Barb, but I can see you.
I'm blocked.
No, she's blocked. She's over here. She just stays on the side.
I'm camera shy.
She's camera shy. So.
All right. Me too.
Oh, I wouldn't know that.
You're beautiful, girl.
Yes, you're absolutely beautiful, Sandy. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Barb and I really, really do appreciate it.
Yes, definitely.
Well, thank you for asking me. That's fine. I had to do another one this week, I suppose.
Nothing else to do.
Yeah, just be on talk shows, you know. Well, Sandy, we heard a lot about your story. You shared it a few times. I got to hear it about Stephen and such, and your relationship with him. I guess so. What I'm going to do is really, I would want to know a little bit more about you, as far as you, the person. As far as when did you first? I guess I must have missed this. When you first met Stephen, how did he come into your life, so to speak?
Well, it was right after the Teresa went missing. We've got some sound issues today, Mitch, by the way. I hear an echo. I don't know if that's you or me, but I'm hearing an echo.
Okay, well, hold on a second. Let me try something else here.
Okay.
I'm going to try see if I got a buzz. See if this is any better. Am I any better?
Yes, you are. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to try this. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, I hear it great now, too.
Okay, good.
All right. Yeah,
Okay.
I met Steve right after he was arrested. My husband and I paid very close attention when Teresa went missing, because we had paid attention to the first case with Stephen when he was convicted of a rape that he didn't do.
Yes.
And so his name, Stephen Avery, was just a household word. Whoops, I'm going to lose.
Oh, now that wasn't our fault.
That wasn't me.
That was not us. She knew it was coming, so we'll wait. We'll wait for Sandy to come back.
I was like, I didn't touch a thing.
I'll tell you, we didn't touch a thing. We hit no buttons here. This time we can blame Sandy. Oh.
I was like, I'm just typing. Oh no.
Oh my gosh. Let's see here. We'll see. We'll try to get her to come back here. We'll wait for her. I don't see her. She got to plug in. Oh, here she comes. Here she comes. I see her again. Let's try to bring her back here, Barb.
Okay, and add Miss Sandy. There
I don't know what that was all about.
It's perfect for tonight, Sandy. We can't get anything right tonight.
That's for sure. Oh, well.
What were you saying, Sandy?
I was saying that with Stephen's first case, when he was convicted of the rape, my husband was very interested in that, because he knew that he was being practically, I would use the word tortured for 18 years. And finally, he gets out of prison, and he seems to be having an okay life. You know, he was kind of in the public eye. They named the Avery Bill after him, and he was a household word. His name was a household word. And all of a sudden, Teresa Halbach goes missing. And where was she last seen? At the Avery Salvage Yard. Yes. And my husband got interested immediately, and he goes, he didn't do anything to her. He just believed from the start that there's no way that he would do anything to someone when he was in line to get a big settlement from the civil suit. And my husband didn't know him, only what we had, heard about him and seen. but he just had the gut feeling that there was no way he was responsible for that. Well, was only a missing person then. And then, of course, you know the story that Stephen was arrested. And then my husband is the one that talked me into starting to write to Stephen when he was taken to jail. And I did. And I started talking to him on the phone and visiting him. And of course, you know, he was convicted. And from there on, it was me trying the best that I could do for him after the conviction. Not much I could do before, because we thought the lawyers had it pretty much in hand, but it didn't turn out that way.
Yes.
So after he was convicted, my husband had Parkinson's disease, by the way, and was unable to travel to see Stephen, but he sent me to see him, and he wanted me there. And I got to know Steve pretty well over the last few years. And I never once figured that he was guilty in any way. I couldn't. Remember one of the first visits I had when he was in basketball, I said, Stephen, I'm going to ask you a question. It won't make any difference if you answer yes or no. I'll still come to visit you, but I want a clear answer. Did you have anything to do with Teresa's disappearance or death? And he looked at me with those blue eyes and he said, absolutely none whatsoever. I don't know what happened to her when she left my property, and I had nothing to do with it. And I believed him. I mean, I know he's telling the truth. And so our relationship blossomed, and I tried to do as much as I could to help him. And my husband died shortly after that. And about 12 and a half years ago now, he's been dead. So I did everything I could to help, and mainly trying to find an attorney for him. I think most people know my story.
Yeah.
That I spent days, weeks, months, years,
Yes.
you know, trying to find someone. And we needed a pro bono attorney,
Right.
because there was no money and everybody knew it. And I would write letters and I would email and I would call, and most of them didn't answer at all. And I know there was one guy that seemed quite interested in the case. I think he was from Arizona, if I remember right.
Right.
And he called me back several times and was very interested in the case. But the kicker was he wanted $25,000 to come to Wisconsin with his investigator. And I said, hi, you know, we don't have it. And he said, well, it'll be $100,000 in the end, but I just need $25,000 to get there. Well, that you might as well have asked for $100,000 right off the bat, because we didn't have it.
Yes.
So I kept on and on and on and on. It got so discouraging. And of course, back in September of 2011, we had heard about Dream Killer, the Ryan Ferguson story.
Yes.
Stephen had seen it on TV, and he told me to watch it and see what I thought about Kathleen Zellner. So we did. We both watched it, and we both said the same thing. We got to get her. We've got to get this attorney. So I started my stalking, and I used the word quite seriously. I stalked. I did. And I did everything I knew how. I called the office once a week. I wrote to her. I emailed her. I did everything. And Steve sent a lot of his information. He copied a lot of it off and sent it. And finally, we both got a reply that she just couldn't do it. She said, not at this time. She couldn't take it pro bono. And so I thought, well, I'm not going to quit. I'm still going to keep it up. So that was my life for several years. And then the day came, and it was on a Sunday. I said this on Paul's already, but it was on a Sunday that I got the email from Kathleen, and I was jumping for joy because she said, if you still want me, are you kidding me? Yeah. So I remember going to the prison the next day, and I said to Stephen, as soon as he sat down, I said, well, I've got one question. Do you still want Kathleen Zellner? And he goes, well, yeah. I said, well, you got her if you want her. Some smart aleck remark like that.
Yes.
But the rest is history, because she's been so good with him. She will do anything he asks her to do. And investigate any little thing that he thinks of.
Yes.
And she's got him doing all kinds of things to her in the past. He's been looking over things, trying to remember exactly what happened that day, anything that he can add to it. And she's just been terrific, not just as an attorney, but as a friend to him.
Mhm.
I mean, I can't say enough about her. So now we wait and
Yes.
see if everything that she's got in her latest brief is going to bring us what we want. And I don't know. I'm optimistic this time, Mitch. I think we're going to get what we need.
Yeah,
I
you were
do.
saying you were saying that the other night on Paul's show that you were more optimistic this time with
am.
this. Is it just a gut feeling, or what
Mhm.
what makes you feel? You just feel that this is going to be a
Uh-huh.
little more positive result this time around?
Yeah, I do. I think with all the information that she has put in, that there's absolutely no reason for them to just ignore it. I don't think they could. I don't think they could dismiss it. They legally, they just couldn't. They must have some responsibility as the appellate court to do
Yes.
something. I mean, they can either order an evidentiary hearing, which would bring us back to circuit court, which
Mhm.
we would have to ask for another attorney because we don't, or I mean, another judge, I'm sorry, another judge because of Angela Tuckowitz, we don't want her again,
No.
Judge Flowers.
Yeah.
But that would be the very least I think that they could do. They could also order another trial. They could just order another trial. And I think that would be the worst thing for the state. I think they'd
Yeah.
be sticking their foot into it if they did that. And of
Exactly.
course, they could also open the door and let Stephen out. That's
Yeah.
fine with me.
I'll go for that. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
When Stephen got, when I didn't hear about the case, of course, so the documentary came out and such.
Right.
And when before this beginning there, when they talked about the lawsuit and that one person basically told him to watch his back, I knew that was the sole purpose of why they set him up, that the money, the embarrassment was going to come with it, and they just couldn't handle it. And they set him up. And that's just pathetic.
Oh,
Yes.
they certainly did set him up, and they did a good job of it. And I don't think that the real killer or killers will ever be found or ever prosecuted. I just don't. And to me, that's the biggest sin that there is, that they've gotten scot-free on this thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know what would happen, even in evidentiary hearing, if they do order that. I've got the feeling that is what they're going to do.
Mhm.
My feeling, nothing to base it on, just my
Right.
feeling. But if Kathleen gets some of these people on the stand at the hearing, hey, that's a good thing.
Yes.
I can think, I can think of a couple of people I think will cave under KZ's questioning. Yeah,
I agree.
There's one. I think he's just living on the edge. So I think he would cave.
I've got a pretty good idea who you're talking about. I'm not going to say his name but I got a pretty good idea who you're talking about.
Yeah, I think he's living on the edge.
I think he'd cave.
No.
Yes.
Well, we'll see what happens. It's been a long, long, long journey.
Oh gosh, yes. It moves, it's what to me is so bad about the court system, besides these things happen, is the time that it takes to get these innocent people out. I mean, decades. I mean, oh my gosh, I can't even imagine that sitting there innocent, for that long. And Stevens, let alone Stevens' time, and he's been locked up between both cases as well.
Yep.
What do you think is one of the questions that was sent to me, Sandy, is what is it about Stephen that keeps his spirits up, his positivity that he expresses about feeling that he knows that things will go the right way? What do you think it is about? What does he possess, do you think, or has?
I think he has a lot of optimism, a positive attitude, no matter what's happening to him. I've seen that from the start. No matter what goes on, he still remains positive. It's got to be just his attitude and his spirits. Mm-hmm. And when I used to write in the beginning, when I started writing to him, I always said, keep hope alive and keep smiling. Those are the way I ended my letters, or something like that. I guess I've forgotten, something like that. And I think he's kept hope alive all those years. And that's what does it. He's got that hope. And the other day he was talking to me, and I don't remember what exactly we were talking about, but I said something about it's been so long since I was able to visit you. You know, I don't know, it's been over 6 months.
Yes.
And he goes, well, you might never visit me here again. And I went, why? You taking me off the list or what? You know, kidding around. And he goes, oh, no, I'll be out by the time they lift the visiting restriction. I'll be out. And that's the kind of attitude he has. You know, it's going to be all over. You know, they're going to let me out and I can start living my life.
Yes.
And I know he gets down. Don't get me wrong. He has his days. Oh, trust me, he does. But it's by the next day he's back on top. And it's got to be just the positive attitude, the optimistic view of everything. And Kathleen Zellner.
Yeah.
Another thing. Yeah.
She's just wonderful. I mean, she has such a gentle side that you're talking about there, but you're like, I don't want her questioning me on the stand, you know, if I'm the bad guy, you know. Oh my gosh.
No, so, I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to be on the other side of that.
Oh, yes,
I've watched her. I know how she is.
Yes.
I mean, she won't take any guff. I can see her now. Just, well, do you mean that? You know, are you telling me the truth? I can see her now.
Oh,
and I hope we get a chance to do that. I hope we do, either in an evidentiary hearing and or a trial, whatever. Unless they want to open the door, that's fine too.
Yeah.
We'll be there. If they want to open the doors and let him out, that's a good thing.
I would take that. I would take that.
Me too. Yeah. I think we all would.
Yes, I agree with you there. So okay. Another question that was asked: how are Mom and Pa Avery doing?
As far as I know, they're doing good. I talked to Mama not too long ago, and she sounded really good that day. She sounded upbeat and really good. Pa, I have not. I have not seen them because of COVID. I'm not going near them. I'm not going to be the one to take it over to them. So I haven't seen them since March.
Oh my God.
Which was, well, that's the last time I saw Steve too. March 7th. And his last visit was March 9th. It was Mark. And he's been without a visit all that time. And still he can keep his hopes up and his optimism. But yeah, I think, Mama and Pa are getting older and they have all the infirmities of old age. But I think they're doing pretty good. And they're going to hang on. They're just going to hang on just by sheer will and wait until their son is out. And their grandson, Brendan, counts too.
Yes, absolutely. Another innocent soul, Brendan. Yeah. When he was part of a podcast last fall there, they talked to him a little bit. And it was around his birthday last year. And they talked about the one thing he wanted to talk about. And he went right talking about Pokemon. It just told me how he is still a little boy in his mind. And it's just the innocence of a child right there.
Yeah. I still look at him as 16. He and I write to each other about once a week. And his letters are so precious because he'll tell me the music he downloads and he tells me the movies he's watched and what he's eaten. And, it's interesting letters. It's cool. I like to correspond with him. But to me, he's still a little guy. He's not 30 years old.
No.
He hasn't had a chance to grow up.
No, he hasn't. Not in there, that's for sure.
No.
Yeah, you were talking about correspondence. I've had the pleasure of writing Stephen the other day, and I wrote about 6 pages of letter. I kept going and going, and I'm so glad that I did. And I hope that he likes you, because I was pretty open about myself too, because I've done this and with Daniel Holtzclaw, which is another case that I follow.
Oh,
as well. I write to Daniel. In fact, I'll show right here. I got a letter from Daniel today. It's right here. I got it right there. Yeah, he replied to me.
How is he doing? Is he doing okay?
Yeah, he's doing well. He's put away. I don't, it's a secret where he is. And he's under a different name because he used to be a police officer, so they have to keep him protected. So there's only a few of us to know the name that he's under and where he's at. So, but he's actually doing pretty good, considering and such. And he's shared his gratitude for the letters that I've written him so far, and I'm glad to. And I want to keep doing it because I felt so good when I did for Daniel and then with Stephen the other day. And I'm going to get on the bandwagon and send one to Brendan as well because because I've shared this the show until I went to prison myself, Sandy, years ago.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I did. I was only there for 5 months, which is very short compared to these. But
Right.
I was guilty. The difference was I was guilty. When I went, yes, I was battling alcoholism and drug addiction at the time, and the consequences came with it. And so I went to prison, but it helped me save my life. For me, it helped me save my life, and so I've been sober for
That's good.
8 years and 3 months and a couple days.
Congratulations. That's a good milestone. Yes.
Thank you. So, and I shared it with Stephen and with Daniel as well, that I've been there as well. So I got a little taste of it as well. And but the difference was I was guilty.
Yeah, so, well, it's true, but it's still a terrible place to be.
Yeah, it is. Where I was pretty bad, and
I can imagine.
Exactly. And what Stephen
I wouldn't want to be there.
No. Visiting was bad enough. You were talking about how when Barb used to come visit me. Oh, it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun for her.
No. Well, when Stephen was in Boscoville, it was horrible. There was no visiting room there at all. And you go into this little tiny locked room. And of course, Stephen was behind glass and only a phone call. And then there's a guard right there, not only recording the conversation, but right there, checking on us every second we said.
Me too.
And there was no privacy whatsoever. And I know one time I was talking to him, and I don't remember what it was, but I didn't want the guard to hear it. So I whispered. And the guard says, Sandy, we're going to have to speak up. And I wanted to say, if I wanted you to hear it, I would have spoken louder.
Oh gosh, I remember when Barb was saying goodbye to me and she was hugging me. They broke up the hug because it was too long.
Oh no! Of course. Oh yes. Oh yeah. Yeah, you have to be careful in Waupun too. The hugs and you be careful. Hugs and kisses there. You can't carry on too long. They're going to say something.
As much as you want to. So, okay, I'm going to go to more questions here, Sandy. I got to look at the paper on this one here, okay, because these were posted in the chat room. So here we go. Okay. Let's see. If Kathleen Zellner had not watched Making a Murderer and took the case, was there a time limit you and Stephen would have waited for her?
Oh, there's a good question.
Yeah.
Good question. Very good question. I think I would have kept on stalking unless we got a lawyer somewhere along the line, because I would have kept on trying other people because we needed an attorney.
Yes.
But I don't think I would have stopped stalking her. No. It's a terrible thing to say, but I think I would.
You said that the other night on a Paul show, and I loved it about stalking. I said, yeah, Sandy is such a stalker, Josh.
Well, the first time, I have to share this. The first time I met Kathleen, she had just been to see Stephen, and I was waiting for her in a McDonald's in Waupun. And because I hadn't met her until that time. And when she walked in and we introduced each other, and I said, and I'm your stalker. And she goes, I'm so embarrassed. She said, I'm so embarrassed to see you. And then I never answered you, and I never took the case, and now here you are. It was hilarious. But yeah, I did. I stalked, and I think I would have continued. And as I said, unless we had gotten another attorney that would have taken it.
Right.
And then, of course, I would have had to stop.
Yeah. With that in mind, somebody asked me, ask Sandy, how many times roughly do you think you wrote her and called the office? Because you said the office knew your voice, because you called so much.
Yes.
So roughly, how many times do you think that you?
I know I called the office. I know I called the office once a week. That I do know. As far as writing, possibly once a week, either snail mail or email, probably email, but it would have been probably once a week. I was bad. Like, please take the case. And I had my friend write to her. My friend wrote to her. I told her that we were making a documentary. Not we, I wasn't doing it, but I told her all about the documentary. I did anything to make her interested in this. Please. Yes. I'm ashamed of what I did, actually.
No, it paid off. You got her.
It did. It did.
So, all right, next question here. This is another one from the chat room here. I'm going to read it here to you off the paper. Okay. What is it like knowing that Making a Murderer was coming? What were you thinking when you knew it was going to be on Netflix? how did your expectations compare to what happened after it premiered? So before and after, I guess. What do you think?
Well, I'll tell you, I never expected what happened. I never expected that it would be as big, that all these thousands and millions actually of people would have seen it. The response that we got, there are still messages on my messenger that I have not read from back when it first aired, the first one, because there were so many messages that I never got to all of them. And I never expected that kind of a, talk about tsunami. I think that's what we had. And of course,
Yes.
you were getting requests for interviews all the time, and I didn't expect any of that stuff. Television stations, magazines, newspapers, and I didn't expect any of that. I don't know what I did think, but I sure didn't think that was going to happen.
No.
But it was so wonderful as the supporters started, contacting me, and I realized that these people believe us. This is after the first one now, before the evidence was very clear. It was the first documentary, and there were all these people that, oh, this is horrible. This is a tragedy. I feel so sorry for both the guys. But I got bad ones as well. I got those that he's guilty of sin, and on and on. And how could you even have anything to do with him? And
Yes.
oh, I got the bad ones. But when the second documentary came out, it was totally different. I didn't get one bad message, not one. They were all in his favor. I should say their favor, because Brendan goes along with it.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. Barb, we read about it when it was going to premiere, the documentary and such, but we didn't watch, till like February, a couple months later. And we watched it all within a day, both of us. Day and a half maybe, because we were immediately just drawn into the story. And that's when I got on Twitter, and that's how this all started for me, as far as getting into this truther world and all this, and just step by step meeting all these great people, and then now we're talking. It's just like, wow.
It's cool. It's nice. It's really cool. I've got supporters. Well, I shouldn't say my supporters or Stephen's supporters, but they're all over the world. I have got so many friends in other countries. I mean, it's unbelievable that I talk to as many people as I do. Of course, I'm busier than heck, but I mean, I love it. I just love it, because I've learned about other countries that I never had any interest in. And it's so nice to have people tell you, oh, we're behind Stephen 100%, we're going to be here till the end. We won't give up. I hear this all the time. And I don't know. I said it on Paul's show. I've said it on other people's shows as well. I can't thank the supporters enough. I just can't. And I know Stephen feels the same way. He loves every one of them. And it's been so great for me, because I was an outcast, during the years of my association with Stephen. I was an outcast. There was not one person that was in my corner. They all thought that I was the craziest little old woman they'd ever seen.
Yes.
And then when Stephen and I got emotionally involved, then they did come down on me. Like, he's a murderer. You realize that. Yeah, it was bad. So to have all these supporters, it's just, just a one great big kiss and hug to all of them, because they're so great.
Well, I could tell you right now, Sandy, just not from Barb and I, but everybody in the movement as well. We support you, and we just think you are the best. And we really do. We really do.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, you are loved very much.
Thank you.
All over the world, and I'm not just saying that. You really are, and I think you know that too. Yes, you know that too.
Well, I get down sometimes when I get some bad messages or comments, and I think, oh, why don't they just leave me alone? But the good ones outweigh the bad ones, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
All I care about is that they believe in Stephen. They believe the truth, and that's all that I care about when it comes down to the whole thing. And justice. I want justice done, not just for the guys, but in the end, what about the guys that have done this to them? What about the Colburns and the others, and the Kratzes and the others, and all the rest of them? I mean, are they ever going to face the consequences, or are they just going to go about their business and retire and be happy, no matter what? And this what's bothering Stephen too, that there's just no justice out there. They just don't get what's coming to them. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean a legal way. They shouldn't be allowed to get by with it.
exactly. Yes, I work as a counselor, an addiction counselor, and I work a
Oh,
lot
good for
with the.
you. Mm,
Thank you. Yes, have been
mm.
there, done that. So I think it works out
Good.
pretty
Oh,
good.
yes.
I
Wonderful.
mean, thank you. I worked a lot with the courts here in Ohio, and when I got to build some relationships with judges and prosecutors, and I talked to them about Stephen and Brendan's case, they're all shaking their heads of how this was possible. I mean, they could not believe that there's a group of people could have it in on one person and want him out of the way and do both, the rape and this murder like this and
Yeah.
allow it to happen. They just think it's unbelievable that a judicial system would allow that to happen, and it did more than once.
It is. Yeah,
You know,
twice. Yeah, it is
yeah.
unbelievable. And that's why a lot of people don't believe it. And say, well, it would never happen a second time. He might have been innocent the first time, but not twice. Well, big surprise here. He is.
Yes, the timing was perfect. Right when the civil suit depositions were about to end, the heavy hitters were going to get deposed, and everything's going to be called out.
Yep.
All of a sudden, there you go.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, it wasn't a coincidence. It was well planned, I think.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I have a friend here, a judge here in Ohio, and I talked to him about. He said that if that case would have came in his court, and all that evidence that Manitowoc found that they claimed that that Calumet was in charge BS.
Yeah,
he would have thrown everything out. If it would have been he said it was all inadmissible, and because there was a total conflict of interest, and but they allowed it there.
They allowed it.
Very sad.
And every bit of evidence was found by Manitowoc County when they weren't even supposed to be there.
Yep, exactly. Yes, support and equipment. Yeah, right.
They should have added the planting to it. Support and planting.
Yeah, they did that quite well, unfortunately. So okay, got another question here from the chat room. Huh? A comment. Okay, this is a comment. Sandy is the godmother of the Making a Murder family. So I got that from the chat room there. Barb saw that. So
that's sweet.
Nice title. So, just for you, Sandy.
Cute.
Just for you. So okay. Well, Sandy, I'm not going to keep you any longer, but again, I want to thank you so very much.
You're welcome so much.
Thank you for coming on our new show here and supporting the show and talk a little bit about yourself again. I know you do it a lot, but I'm so glad that you took the time. Thank you so much,
Thank
Sandy.
you. I'm glad you had me. I appreciate it very much. And you and I will talk later.
Absolutely, Sandy. You take care.
Bye now.
Bye-bye, Sandy.
Bye.
All right. Just what a treat, my friends. What a treat. And I can't say enough good things about Sandy, and I know that everybody feels the same way. And let's keep showing Sandy our support for her. She talks about she's so humble there. It's for Stephen and Brendan. Well, yes, but it's also for her as well, because she has stayed strong through this whole thing. Like she was talking about when people were, bashing her when she fell in love with Stephen and continued to support him through this whole thing because she has faith in him, that she knows that he is innocent. It's just remarkable. Absolutely remarkable. So, okay.
I'm going to throw up Pikachu's Etsy address.
Okay, we're going to go on the screen again. There, that is Pikachu. I don't know how to pronounce it. That is where you could go and observe her wonderful work of art. I was looking at it earlier. She's got some talent, that's for sure. Let's help her out. Let's get her to Wisconsin so she can do her thing. Absolutely. Please look at the art and help her out.
And we asked her about taking donations.
Yeah, she won't take donations, my friends, because Barb and I tried just to give her some money today to help her out. She doesn't like that. She wants it through the art, and that's fine. Okay. So she's actually going to do a nice painting for Barb and I, special, a Disney one for Barb, because Barb is a Disney junkie. So junkie. So she's going to do one special. So let's help her out there as well. So, okay. Reminder, next Saturday, if all goes good, we are going to have another special guest. Yes, we're going to have Jenny Holtzclaw. Yes, Daniel's sister. is going to be in the house. And we're going to be talking to Jenny and talking about Daniel's case there out of Oklahoma. We were supposed to have AC Shilton the week after, which would have been the 10th. I said the 13th last week, which actually October 10th. AC is actually working on a project right now. So she's working a lot right now. So we're going to move AC into November. So we'll look forward to her, and she's going to talk about Tommy Ward there from the Grisham novel and the Netflix series there, The Innocent Man. So AC will be in November. And like I said, if all goes good, we'll have Jenny Holtzclaw next Saturday. Okay, to finish up, as we know, coming up, they're going to have on October 3rd, I think it is. If I'm wrong, don't worry about it. Our friend Sharon Sunshine has been putting together a great montage and tribute to our friend Eric Jose, who I miss very much. I'm tearing up right now. I miss him a lot. He was very much our leader in many ways. He got us going here, got the shows. I'm following his lead a little bit, just trying to do a show of information like he did. So she has a little YouTube preview, and I chatted with her earlier, and I wanted to show what she put together. It's on YouTube as well, and so then we're going to end the show tonight with this video, and then we're going to, like I said, we'll see you next Saturday. And again, thank you so much for supporting the show, Barb and I. Yes, Barb Stockdale and I, Mitch Stockdale, appreciate all the support.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hopefully this is going to work right.
I hope this works.
Share a screen.
Okay, we're going to try it here.
So,
all right, Barb.
First time trying this.
Give it a whirl, Barb.
Okay, so let me unmute so you can hear my voice. Yay. And there's that. Let me make it big.
She's working. Okay.
Is it working?
Well, there's me, and there it is. You don't have to put me on. I can go bye-bye.
Well, I thought.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm still on the screen here.
There. Are you gone now?
Nope, still there.
I'm sorry. Hold on. I told you this might not work.
2, 1. Not working. We're technical issues.
Technical.
We're working on it.
I'm sorry. If it doesn't work this week, I will figure it out next week.
What do you think of what do you think of the beard, everybody? Keep it, roll it in.
No, it's going.
No, I want comments from the group. I'm sorry. Yes.
Share audio. Let me try this. Yeah, right.
Oh.
Okay. Application window. Share.
Oh, sure. Trying again.
We're trying this again.
If not, we're going to call it a night.
Come on, go big. Is it there?
It's there, but so am I. Is it going?
There. I'm playing. Is it going? I don't know.
Kill it. Okay, there it's